Tony, you're here in Sarasota, one night only. How much joy do you get putting on this show?
Well, you know, it's funny you use the word joy. What I've learned over the years, you know, I've been doing this for over 20 years now. It's amazing how quickly time goes, and you know, sometimes you're singing something as beautiful as this, and other times you're singing a ballad as the roller coaster goes by, you know. But you have to learn your craft, and you do. And it's one of the things you learn after a while is that you really can't go up there to succeed. You can't go up there to, you know, have somebody else see you for another job, whatever. You really have to go up there to enjoy the gift of this. Because, you know, everybody else would love to be able to do this, but you're the one doing it. And I find that the more I let all that other stuff go and just have a good time, the more the audience enjoys it, and we make that connection. So it really is a lot of joy. I mean, it's funny that you use that particular word, I think.
Yeah. Now, how strong is your connection to the music?
Well, you know, this is the American Songbook for the most part. It is a, you know, I just, when you go through it and you really go through it, and I try to pay attention to who wrote the songs and give them a little nod, but when you go through it and you try to use the songs to enhance your stories, because the words are so universally emotionally hooking, you know. And like, for instance, there's a song in the show by Sammy Cahn, and I think who would he write it with? I think Chapman. But anyway, the song, the lyric goes, Please Be Kind is the name of the song. But he says, this is my first affair, so please be kind. Handle my heart with care, please be kind. And here's the line. This is also grand, my dreams are on parade. And I think to myself, dreams on parade, I know what that feels like, you know, when you're so excited and hopeful about something, and like love, for instance. And so that kind of sentiment is universal. And I think, you know, that music is just something that we as Americans should be very proud of, because we came up with it.
Taking some far, for sure. So what preparations? I mean, you've been doing it for 20 years, so you can do this, you know, standing on your head. But are there still some preparations you make before the show, or things you like to do?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I got to make sure I got my tux all ready, and I have my tap shoes have to be a certain way, and I have a couple of little props. You know, I got the ukulele all the time, but. No, I think you have to be disciplined when you do this kind of a show. You know, I don't have, to be honest, I don't have the pipes of, you know, but I can sing. Right. But in order, you have to have it all. So you have to take care of yourself. You know, it's a discipline. It's like anything else, but it's like anything else in performance. I just got finished doing a 10-episode run for a show on Netflix. You jumped me. I was going to ask you what are your thoughts about returning to TV. Yeah, well, but just let me make this point. You know, I just got finished, and that's a certain kind of thrill. You know, you're on the streets of New York conjuring up a scene and stuff. That's a certain kind of thrill. To do the cabaret, the live act, you're up there by yourself, except for the four guys. You know, you do have your band with you, but you have to make this thing happen, and it's both a challenge and a joy, as you said.
It's like hosting, you know, the show.
It's like being, I'm not kidding. I go back to this all the time. I get a review in the Times one time where the guy said it's like he's in his living room singing to his relatives. You know, he's little, and which it conjures up a thought of, you know, in Brooklyn. Me in the living room singing a song to my relatives. Yeah.
Why not? So, what?
You said something about what do I think about going back to TV?
Yeah, we'll do that. I only have one or two more. So, some people like being on the road. Do you still think that's fun?
There's parts of it I love. You know, when you get there, it's great. The traveling is not fun. You know, and it's too bad. I don't mean to cast aspersions on the whole industry. There's certainly a lot of people doing a lot of good work on the airlines, but it's very different than it was when we were kids, for a lot of reasons. Terrorism, economics for the biggest reason. So it's often a task to get here. But once you get here, I'm in Sarasota, not bad. I'm living large. I'm in the Art Ovation Hotel, brand new. The door, you got to push it because it hasn't broken in yet. It's weird.
Good stuff.
The rug is like, thick.
Yeah. And so you are enjoying Sarasota, and you say you're going to hit the beach later. That's good.
Yeah, I'm going to get on a bike, take a ride.
Stay in shape. So, again, I was just going to ask you your thoughts on returning to television. A lot of people talking about this Netflix.
That's exciting.
TV has changed. I mean, that's a whole nother interview. But
Forget it. It's so different, right? Yeah, here's a big difference. Netflix, so it doesn't premiere, it drops. Get with the lingo. Okay, it drops. Okay, now wait. But when it drops, now I've been on big premieres, Taxi, Who's the Boss, 30 million people. It drops in 160 countries, in like 40 languages. Yeah, so it's like a very different world, TV, I mean, it's streaming, it's just different. Coming back to it, I got a break, which is my why. I often get breaks, it's scary, but I got hooked up with the guy who wrote Monk, Andy Breckman, and he's terrific. He's just this savant, he's great. And he wrote 10 unbelievable episodes. They're murder mysteries with an odd couple, father and son overlay. It's like Columbo. It's fabulous. It was a lot of fun. We shot in New York City, big budget, so we had some money. The good cop, I played a bad cop. Oh.
All right, good tease there. So, anything else you want to say about this show that I didn't know?
I guarantee people will have a good time because I love doing it so much. I get to tell some stories that are really close to my heart, and I get to talk about some people who changed my life. I also get to sing some of my most favorite songs, and then I get to bring out. This is Lucy. This is a ukulele, and she I know I named her ukulele. It's really, you want to feel how light it is? Feel how light that baby is. Well, it's not. It's a toy. It's like a toy, right? I recommend people. I encourage people to get this. It's very easy. It's only 4 strings. And you can do all sorts of stuff. You can do Hawaiian. You know what I mean? You can do that, or you can do 5 foot 2, eyes are blue. You can do that, right? But you could also do the American Songbook. So you go, maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, maybe I'm weak and maybe I'm strong, but nevertheless, I'm in love with you. Not bad, huh?
Bands compliment?
And then the band comes in, yeah. So we try to adapt the American Songbook to the ukulele. You got to hear "You Go to My Head," or I guess I'll hang my tears out to dry on the ukulele. It's really, it's a stretch.